So, does Nintendo need a Call of Duty? Do they need a COD game on their Wii U system? I mean, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare just dropped earlier this week, and this game garnered some of the highest reviews I've ever seen this entire year. No BS, no hyperbole, no fanboy reviews bullshit. COD Advanced Warfare is the most highly reviewed COD game since, I can't even remember, I think maybe since COD Modern Warfare 2. And this is easily one of the most critically acclaimed games of the year thus far. The game got such high praise, it's getting like 9.5s and 9s, and you see all these incredibly high scores all across the board. And there's one thing that I noticed about Advanced Warfare, even when they announced it a long time ago. This game was not meant to be released on the Wii U. As a matter of fact, this is the first main COD game in the entire series to not come out for a Nintendo console since Modern Warfare 2, which was, when the hell did that game come out? 2009? So, the Wii U isn't getting this highly critically acclaimed multi-plat game, I should say. And it came out on multiple systems. I mean, it came out on the PS4 and the PS3 and the PC, 360 and the Xbox One. It came out on basically pretty much everything that's current, and with the exception of the Wii U. The Wii U did not get a port. It came out on the 360, which is funny to me. I mean, the 360 is a system that came out 9 years ago. Okay, the better part of a decade. Alright, that's a long ass time ago. So of course the 360 is somewhat able to handle the newest COD game, Advanced Warfare. It might not be the best port, it might be the crappiest port compared to the PS4 and the Xbox One version. So it's like the Wii U can definitely handle it, can handle some port, but I think there's like different reasons. There's different things that Activision had to deal with, and they basically fucking went through with this. We're not going to release it on the Wii U this time around because of the performance, or the terrible performance of the previous COD games on the Wii U. This is not the first time that, you know, the Wii U will be having a COD game, you know what I'm saying? This would have been their third Call of Duty game on the Wii U if it came out on it. And they already had, I think, Black Ops 2, they had Ghosts, and the scores for either of these games in the past couple of years haven't exactly been amazing on the Wii U. They haven't been great, and the sales in particular haven't been great. Black Ops 2 got an 81 out of 100 on Metacritic, so we got an 81 Metascore, but it got a user 6.6, which isn't very impressive. But granted, the actual Metascore itself is pretty good. I mean, that's you know what I mean, it's in the 80s, and it's not too shabby for a COD game on the Wii U. And then COD Ghosts, of course, came out on the Wii U as well. This one got incredibly low scores. It got really shitty feedback. It had a 69 on the Wii U, which of course is not impressive, and an abysmal 3.2, a 3.2 on the damn user score. So even the fans themselves that, you know, that rated this game on Metacritic were like, this game is so terrible. And overall it has a 3.2. You know, the one that came out last year, COD Ghosts basically completely failed on the Wii U. That's an understatement. It completely flopped, it bombed on the Wii U. And I'm taking a look at, actually, as a matter of fact, in terms of the sales, and this is according to WiiUDaily.com from last year. They have some stats, and this is apparently, supposedly, what happened with the sales. On the Wii U, it only reached 0.33% sales on the Wii U in terms of overall fucking sales of the game across the multi-plats. So compared to the PS3 got 30%, 30.42% of the sales. of COD Ghosts. The 360 got 55.45% of COD Ghosts. PlayStation 4, the PS4, last year got 7.39%, and the Xbox One got 6.42%. And even these brand new systems that came out just last year, and these were basically stats from, when COD was previously, this is from December 2013. December 2013 of last year, obviously, and the Wii U only managed to get 0.33% sales in total. So the Wii U fan base didn't even give a shit about COD Ghosts, really. And why should they? It got really low scores. It basically flopped in terms of critically. So, and then you have a fucking fan base that wasn't even really that used to Call of Duty. They weren't impressed with Black Ops 2. Maybe even for some of them, they haven't really... they've had like shitty ports of Call of Duty on the Wii. The Wii had its share of COD games as well. They weren't exactly killer apps on the fucking Wii because they were downgraded, shitty versions of COD. They weren't the main console. They weren't the 360 or the PS3 versions. So, like they would get fucking... Like the first Black Ops would be on the Wii. They would have, I think, maybe World at War. They would have certain titles on the Wii, and the Wii it wasn't capable of having the same experience. It didn't have the same fan base, didn't have the same online community. It just didn't have the same thing that the fucking main consoles did, the Sony and Microsoft. And now we're seeing a similar disparity here, and I think it seems like Activision has pretty much given up, for now anyway, in terms of putting any fucking Call of Duty on the goddamn Wii U. I mean, the Wii U is so lacking multi-plats anyway, and it seems like, Nintendo was obviously missing out on a fucking well-received, critically acclaimed game. They're even getting Watch Dogs. The Wii U is getting, I think, Watch Dogs, like, later this year, or later this month? I can't remember, but it's eventually gonna get that game. And they had a bunch of other multi-plats, and they got Bayonetta 2, which is, it's not a multi-plat, but I mean, it got Bayonetta 1 as well, along with the Bayonetta 2 pack. It's such a different system, the way that it releases games. It has its own exclusives and shit, and that's what people want to buy instead. But it is interesting, Reggie Fils-Aime, Fils-Aime, or Aime, I can't even pronounce this guy's name. He mentioned that they would love to see more blockbuster titles coming to the Wii U. In an interview, he talked about how, he mentioned certain titles, including Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. He basically said he'd like to see more of these blockbuster, big-budget, mainstream games on the Wii U. I mean, I think so too, especially something like COD Advanced Warfare. This fucking thing has incredibly high scores. It would be nice to see it on the Wii U, considering that system is, I wouldn't say it's lacking. It's not really lacking games now. I would say, if anything, I would say the Wii U had probably the strongest outing compared to the rest of them. And I already fucking mentioned this last year. I gave reasons why the Wii U is a better purchase than the PS4 and the Xbone a year ago. So I already knew that it was going to have better games in 2014. But it could use something like a COD Advanced Warfare, because again, Nintendo is missing out. It's not good to fucking miss out on big names like this, or big fucking multi-plats. They would at least be like, okay, it's sweet, we got something. It's a regular release for us. Like, it's dope. We have it. So they don't have to, like, feel like they're missing out. Like, you got these Wii U owners that have jack shit, with the exception of the exclusives they have, with the exception of the Mario Kart 8 and the fucking Hyrule Warriors and all these games. That's fine. But they just, they need more multi-plats. And that's all I'm saying. And even if Nintendo themselves are expressing it, this Reggie guy, who's been like the Nintendo, the face of Nintendo, the figurehead, has been expressing it like, okay, you know, we could use a game like this. Like, sweet. We could be fucking selling more units of the Wii U. And I mean, that's... I would definitely say it would help the Wii U. Nintendo has sold around 7.3 million Wii U's, which is below the 13.5 million PS4s sold. But, I mean, that's just the way it goes. The Wii U had such a horrible fucking start, and it's been a couple years already, and it is behind the PS4. The PS4 is just rocking in terms of sales. And, it's gonna stay this way, I think, for a long time. I think that Nintendo has a strong, solid fan base, but they just haven't been impressive in terms of making everybody feel like, oh, we should get this. We should have a system like this that has something like COD, something has that has all these multiplats that comes out for everything. They just don't have that reputation. Especially making the decision with Activision last year, and then them seeing number one, COD Ghosts flop, and then all these other fucking publishers like pull out, and they were like, we're not gonna put any more games on the Wii U, and they were like, okay, no more Wii U, and then everybody was like, the Wii U doesn't have games, so fuck the Wii U, and then the sales started really dip and slow down until a little bit later this year when it got like Mario Kart and all these other exclusives. So overall, yeah, I mean, Wii U does need it. And if you're a Wii U owner, and if you deny this, if you go like, well, you know, fuck COD Advanced Warfare, we don't need it, that's just blind stupidity, I think. That's, you know, that's a short-sighted way of looking at it. This system needs to stay in the game because it's a Nintendo system. It's failing compared to the other ones. You know, I shouldn't say it's failing. It's not winning. That's one way of looking at it. It's not winning the console wars. It's not overtaking the sales. The Wii was rocking back then. You know, I know the Wii had its problems, but now people are like smartened up. They're like, okay, well, you know, the Wii was, you know, it had its limitations, so we're not gonna get it. We're not gonna take a chance with a fucking Wii U. Like, they don't even want to play this thing. That's a bad thing. That's, you know, that's a horrible thing to have when you have a failing company, a failing system. Because next thing you know, I mean, Nintendo is not going to be putting out systems anymore. They're going to be like, okay, well, screw the 9th generation. We're just going to put out handhelds, you know, handheld systems. And Advanced Warfare is just, look how fucking amazing this game has been received. It's been so incredibly high, like very fucking high scores. I guess Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, you know, I guess COD is back in the game. It's safe to say that. It's back in people's, you know, it's relevant again. For the past couple of years, COD has been terrible. It's been fucking shit. It's been such a whack series. We all know it. We all know it's just a copy and paste, but at least this year, it's a little bit different. You know, the multiplayer is a little bit better. You know, it's more fun this year. It's more exciting. It's a little bit more improved than the previous years because they had to try. You know, these idiots at fucking Activision were like, man, they've been putting out the same thing over and over again. It's been so saturated. It's been so dumbed down. It's been so repetitive. They gotta improve sometime. Especially if you keep putting it out every single year. You don't have any quality products. And I guarantee next year, whatever they release, COD Advanced Warfare 2, or whatever other spin-off, whatever type of name they have, it's not going to be as good as Advanced Warfare. You know, it's going to be either very similar to Advanced Warfare, the engine is going to be very similar, the gameplay is going to be very similar, and they're going to coast off of Advanced Warfare's success for like the next year. So that's what they're going to do. It's not going to be that improved. It's like with fucking 2K15, WWE 2K15 is just like 2K14, but even shittier because they took out some features and it's just not as good. It's full of bugs. Really, it's not an improved game. So we see this pattern with Activision all the time. They put out like a good, solid game, and then for the next couple of years, it's the same tired shit, like the same familiar territory. But this one, I think this was one game that the Wii U missed out on. They don't have Advanced Warfare, and they're gonna suffer for it. This probably should have been the first Call of Duty game on the Wii U, in my opinion. Instead of rushing out and putting out, Black Ops 2 and COD Ghosts in the past couple of years on the Wii U, instead of rushing out to put out those, this should have been the first one on the Wii U where Nintendo, there would have been hype around it. There would have been a fucking huge buzz around it, because it would have been like, oh shit, Wii U hasn't gotten a COD game yet, although now they're getting Advanced Warfare. Boom, and then all the high scores, and then that's it. And then, Nintendo fans are like, oh, okay, this is a pretty good series. So it gives off that first impression that this is a good experience. It's a worthy purchase. Thanks for watching The Review Space, the most underrated channel on YouTube. For more videos, check out youtube.com/TheReviewSpace.